right, now it's time for the Executive Edge. A record number of investors became 401k millionaires this spring. That is according to new data from Fidelity. The company says that 168,000 of its 401k customers had at least $1 million in their accounts. That was up from 50,000 people just a year ago.
How many people?
68,000, I think.
68,000.
168,000. 168,000.
More. That's a lot, Andrew. It's a lot.
And that's just in Fidelity's numbers.
And it's like a tripling?
Yeah. In the meantime, we got shares of China's biggest internet company falling 3% overnight. You got to look at this because it's having an impact across the board. Tencent posted disappointing earnings after Chinese markets closed on Wednesday. Quarterly profit dipped 2%. It is the first decline in profit for the company in almost 13 years. That stock now down nearly 12.5% in the last week. And get this, the company's lost $165 billion. Let me say that again. They've lost $165 billion in market value since January. It's an unbelievable, I mean.
It's an unbelievable number.
And Brian Sullivan's RBI this morning.
Yeah.
Random but interesting
But I don't
fact.
think it's an outlier. I think that there's some strain in China. Did you read, Andrew, I read this. I couldn't believe that I read this. I mean, is that not unbelievable? Let me just read this really quickly, and then I'll get to this because it's about China. But they're quoting an economics professor at Jilin University talking about the President Xi's his stance on everything and the problem with the United States. And he says that this trade dispute delivered, in his words, a strong dose of sobriety, allowing us to realize that a huge technological gap still exists between us and the U.S. And do we continue to calmly recognize our huge gap with the U.S. and humbly learn from them? Or do we insist on walking a populist path of anti-Americanism? That sounds so different than what we think of when we think of how they're really powerful and we can't do anything and that they don't need us.
But also a recognition that they're learning from us all the time and we're building them up.
Well, yeah, learning and stealing the technology.